911, what's your emergency?
We didn't have a call from an employee. We just walked in the door, our husband and I, and there's blood in the foyer, and it looks like something possibly happened.
This 911 call was made in 2001, and for more than 20 years, this case sat there, unsolved, until...
I don't know. I don't understand. Very bewildering, very strange.
There's no tears coming out of your face.
Stay with this story until the end, because the way it finally comes together is not how anyone expected.
Uh-oh. We got a emotional sociopath.
It all started on June 18th, 2024. Eugene Gligor stepped outside his apartment in Washington, D.C., thinking it was just another ordinary morning. He was walking along when a U.S. Marshals task force suddenly surrounded him.
All right, we'll adjust it. Hold on. They're not made for comfort, but we'll make it.
I get it.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll ease it up on it. Yeah, no problem, man. I ain't got nothing personal wrong with you.
Before he did that, they took away his phone and placed him in handcuffs.
Do you go to the office, or what do you do?
No, I work from home.
Okay. What were you doing out here, just chilling out in the fresh air?
Just having some coffee.
Okay. So you didn't know anything about this warrant? Okay. Our boss will tell you everything about it, man. It's nothing big.
I'm gonna take him. Hold his arm. I'm not.
He was driven straight to the station. The marshals didn't put him in a cell, but brought him straight to the interview room. The handcuffs came off. At least he's not under arrest. But that hope went away when the ankle restraints went on. This wasn't a casual conversation. At this point, Eugene still had no idea why he had been arrested. The detectives let him sit alone for a while, stuck with his thoughts, until two investigators finally walked in. They had traveled a long way to talk to him.
Hi, Eugene.
Hello. Two ladies.
I am Detective Groston. This is Detective DuPois.
Hi there.
From Montgomery County.
Okay.
I'm sure you're wondering what this is all
I
about.
would really like to know.
Yeah.
This has been really hard, whatever's
Sure.
happening.
Well, we're going to get through all of that with you. We just have to do some paperwork real quick.
Yep.
From the moment the marshals cuffed him, Eugene had been complaining about the handcuffs. Before asking anything else, the detectives checked on how he was doing.
Before we can talk to you about anything, we have to read you your rights. So I have some of this filled out already, but what is your physical condition today? Do you have any injuries? Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling a little bit caught off guard, and
Do you have any injuries? The shit say, man. The lady said, you have any injuries? So I gotta be critically specific. Speaking to these damn criminally sociopathic individuals, man. I'm feeling a little caught off guard.
Feeling okay?
I'm feeling a little bit caught off guard, and I'm from the handcuffs. There's seems to be a lump on my hand. I don't know if it. I've been holding my hand above my heart, just so hopefully it helps to heal.
All right. Nothing that's clouding your mental judgment or anything like that, though?
No.
Okay.
He gave them a long list of his issues, but physically, he was fine. But this sudden arrest took a mental toll.
And are you sober right now?
Yeah, I'm yeah, 100% sober.
Okay.
Years back, he had struggled with drinking. He wondered if that was why he was here. But as it turns out, these are just standard questions.
Been
These are just
sober
questions
for years.
we ask everybody.
Yeah, these
Go
are
ahead.
just the form questions.
Mhm.
What is your highest education level completed?
High school.
Eugene was now living in D.C. But in the 90s, he lived in Maryland with his mother, where he attended Chevy Chase High School. That's where these detectives came from.
Oh, wow.
Do you speak any other languages?
Not fluent.
Okay, so English is, you're comfortable? Okay.
His last name, Gligor, came from Romania, though he didn't speak the language. After confirming basic details, the detectives read him his Miranda rights in English. Once the formalities were finished, the detectives finally explained why they were there.
So now that that's out of the way, we
They treat
are
him
from
different.
Montgomery County. We actually work in the cold case unit. We investigate crimes that have been unsolved for quite a period of time. We investigate homicides. So we were working on a case that came from Chevy Chase. And when we were going through the case file, your name was in there as someone that was related to the family, whether we have a big list of people, but friends, family, something like that. So do you recall back in 2001, Leslie Preer?
Yes, that she was murdered, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
The detectives took him back more than 2 decades to a quiet
Damn.
street on Drummond Avenue in Maryland. That was where 49-year-old Leslie Preer lived. She ran her days by the clock. Being late wasn't her. So, when 10 o'clock came and went on May 2nd, 2001, and she still hadn't arrived, it raised alarms. By 10:30, her boss was already trying to figure out what had gone wrong. The first call he made was to Sandy, Leslie's husband, who said she had been getting ready for work when he left the house. She should be at work by now. Something was wrong. Both headed to the house immediately. By 11:30 a.m., Leslie's boss was knocking on the front door. No one answered. Soon after, her husband arrived. The front door was already unlocked. All it took was a step inside. Blood covered the entryway. Furniture was out of place. It was obvious a struggle had happened right there. Leslie's boss called 911 while Sandy began searching through the house.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm at 4824 Drummond, Chevy Chase. I work for a company, and we didn't have a call from an employee. We just walked in the door, our husband and I, and there's blood, and it looks like something possibly happened.
Okay.
So,
You're not in the house anymore, are you?
we're in the house right now. The husband's looking around.
You hadn't heard, you're with the husband?
I'm with the husband, yes.
Sandy Preer had last seen his wife around 7:45 that morning, just before he left for work.
When was the last time
The last time the husband saw her was 7:45 this morning.
Okay, well, should she have a car or anything?
No, she was going to walk to the bus.
Okay.
There were no signs of forced entry, but the blood at the doorway meant whatever happened started the moment someone came inside.
Is there a lot of blood?
But it looks like there's possibly maybe a struggle, a couple things knocked down.
Okay.
While Leslie's boss was on the phone, Sandy made his way through the house. That was when he found the dog locked in the basement.
What was husband?
Boomer, come here.
Is that a dog? Is that a dog?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said some things were knocked over?
Yeah.
By that point, Sandy had checked the first floor and the basement. Leslie was nowhere to be found. As he prepared to head upstairs, dispatch told them to stop and wait outside.
Can I ask you guys to step out of the house?
Sure.
Are you on a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Police took over from there. Upstairs, in the master bathroom, they found Leslie. She was face down in the shower, the water still running. Her life had ended right there in her own home in 2001.
Wow.
And now, nearly 23 years later, Eugene Gligor was sitting in an interrogation room in 2024, being asked about her murder.
The case that we are investigating. You went to BCC with her daughter at the time?
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And what was your relationship with Lauren, the daughter?
We had dated.
Lauren and Eugene had been high school sweethearts. They lived just 10 minutes apart, and back then, they were rarely apart at all.
And when did you guys date? Do you remember years?
Exact dates, I'm not entirely sure.
Were you in high school, or was it after high school?
Yeah, it was high school. I'm not exactly sure, maybe like 1994 to 1997 or something around there.
So freshman year
Eugene
to junior?
spent his teenage years in Maryland. But by 2001, when Leslie died, he was 21 and had moved to Washington, D.C. If this murder happened in Maryland, what did it have to do with him now? Leslie had suffered 7 deep cuts to her head.
Damn.
There were clear signs of strangulation around her neck. She had been beaten, choked, and then dragged upstairs into the shower. Someone had tried to wash the scene away. Forensics later found large areas of the foyer wiped down, but the cleanup incomplete. There were still swipe marks on the door, the floor, and along the stairs. Whoever was cleaning up left in a hurry, probably when Leslie's boss started knocking on the door.
And from your dates of birth, I can see you're a little bit younger than Lauren. So was she already graduated from high school, or were you guys both still in high school when you guys were dating?
We were both in high school. She had finished high school, and I believe we had dated for a few months while she was in college, but that was it.
Okay.
Forensic teams found blood that didn't belong to Leslie at the crime scene.
Uh-oh.
It came from an unknown male.
There we go.
That blood was near the dining room window, more at the kitchen doorway, and a streak along the back door. Whoever killed Leslie was bleeding and ran away through the back door. The same unknown DNA was also found beneath her fingernails. She had fought back, and now, decades later, that unanswered question resurfaced. Was that DNA the reason Eugene was sitting there now? Eugene and Lauren's relationship had once felt unbreakable, but college changed things. They went to different universities and drifted apart long before Leslie was killed. They both moved on. So, why was Eugene being linked to a crime from a life he had already left behind?
So back then, when you guys were dating, where did you live?
I lived in with my mother in Rockville.
Okay. Do you remember the address or what street or anything?
I wish I did. I don't.
Okay. And you said you lived with your mother. Were your parents separated?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did your dad live?
He lived in Chevy Chase, and yeah.
Do you know the street or neighborhood?
Brookside Drive.
Brookside Drive. Okay.
Yeah.
Back in 2001,
So you know
detectives
that.
focused on someone else. There were no signs of forced entry, which suggested Leslie knew her attacker. The DNA was male, and the last man known to be with her was her husband, Sandy. Just 22 days after her death, investigators brought him in as their prime suspect and pushed him to confess.
We all know who's responsible. It's just a matter of getting to the truth of it all and having you explain to us what drove all this. Give us a break. Give yourself a break. It's got to be a living nightmare.
They told him the evidence would eventually catch up to him, that it was only a matter of time.
How long can you keep your job doing that? It's got to tell on you. People at work are wondering.
When cops attempt to push you to make a confession that is not truthful, that's some of the most sinister shit. That is some of the most sinister shit, bro. It's gonna catch up with you. How long can you keep your car? We'll probably find someone your dog. What's his name? Boomer? How long can you keep your job living up to this nightmare? I bet it's difficult to sleep at night. I bet you toss and turn. You look like you haven't got a good night's rest in about a couple years.
Your family's wondering. Everybody's wondering. And they're reading the papers and they're not seeing anything but police picking up some stranger or something like that. They're all intelligent people. They don't have to be rocket scientists. They don't have to be police detectives to figure out where this is headed.
But Sandy didn't break. He held his ground and denied any involvement.
Come on, Sandy. Hands up at all.
Let me say this. I'll stay here all night with you guys and listen to you talk. But I repeat, I'm not saying anything unless my lawyer's here.
The strongest evidence investigators had was the unknown male DNA under Leslie's fingernails. Sandy gave his own DNA willingly. It didn't match. Sandy was innocent. From there, detectives cast a wide net. Every man connected to Leslie was checked. Family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers. One by one, they were ruled out. No matches, no arrests. Time passed and the case went cold. A year later, Leslie's daughter Lauren reached out to detectives, asking if there was anything new.
Well, first of all, I guess you called me and you said that you wanted to come by and talk or so forth, so here we are. Go ahead.
Well, basically it's me, and I haven't really had much contact with you guys, and I was just wondering what I should be doing, or if there's, like, where things stand.
Well, we followed, a number of leads, in reference to the revelation some time ago, I guess towards the end of last summer, where we found some material, DNA material, that looked like it was from someone else.
Once Sandy was cleared by DNA, the strongest lead investigators had vanished.
Which, and as you know, we were focusing pretty strongly on your father at that point in time.
Right.
Given the facts and circumstances of the cases, we knew them at that time. And of course, when that came out, then we began to spread that out, because obviously there was someone else there or within the residence. In the course of that investigation, we haven't found a thing that would tie it. We've done a number of interviews with people who do burglaries, things like that, home invasion things, because if your dad's not involved in this, it's got to be someone that would have a reason to be in the house or something like that. It was an uninvited guest or something. There's a number of scenarios we can play with, but that's basically what we're left with.
With nowhere else to turn, the case slowly slipped into the cold case files. It stayed there for decades. Then, in 2022, the cold case unit pulled it back out. Not long after that, Eugene Gligor found himself sitting in this interview room.
You and Lauren had dated well before her mother.
How? So how they just wake up after 2 years cold case unit? They look to attack. Come on, man. I'm not believing it. Y'all allowed this man to walk free so y'all can have like a better case for the optics. Y'all can have a better case for a YouTube video. So not one time did the daughter say, well, I mean, the only person that would also come to the house is my boyfriend. We're no longer together, or whatever the case may happen. He goes to this school, he lives with his mom, this is his mom's not, like, what the fuck? Really? But 2 decades later, y'all didn't come back, and he's the first suspect now?
Was killed. Do you remember, were you still in touch with Lauren when this stuff happened to her mom?
No, we had broken up a couple years before, at least.
A couple years
maybe
before?
Longer, I'm not sure. And I believe I reached out just to send my regards, and maybe saw her a couple times, and but that was it.
Okay. Do you remember how you found out about it?
I remember I was at work, and I believe she had actually told me that she had come into where I was working at a restaurant, and she had told me that what had happened.
What restaurant was that? Do you remember?
It was a restaurant called Black's.
Sandy never liked Eugene dating his daughter, and his instincts hadn't been baseless. Eugene's past included a weapons charge, a DUI, suspected thefts around the neighborhood, and whispers of an assault tied to his high school years. Lauren had stood by him then, insisting he wasn't dangerous. Still, to Sandy, something about Eugene never quite sat right.
When you were younger, did you ever get in any trouble with the police or anything?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
The detectives already knew every line of his criminal record, and his attempt to lie only made them more suspicious.
Were you at her house a lot of the time? Or
While,
did you guys spend more time at your house? Or what did you guys do when you...
I mean, it was a mix. My house, her house.
You keep doing this. You keep doing this body language, like shrugging his shoulders, like I want to be ambiguous, so you can't catch me, or so I could like slip away. It was a mix. It was like everything just up in the air.
Being out. I mean, we're young and teenagers, so there was, going out and...
Okay.
Those details mattered. They placed Eugene close to Leslie's home, both geographically and socially. Back in 2001, the DNA had no match, and the trail went cold. But science didn't stop moving. By 2018, a new forensic method emerged, one that could trace suspects through distant relatives. It had already cracked hundreds of cold cases. Leslie's case was next.
When you found out about Lauren's mom, do you remember who you were dating at the time, or were you dating anybody?
I don't recall who I was dating at the time, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay.
I mean, I had been dating, but I'm not sure.
Eugene was never a suspect, so he was never interviewed or DNA swabbed. Then in September 2022, the unknown DNA was sent to Othram Labs. What came back wasn't a name, but a connection. A distant relative in Romania had unknowingly uploaded their DNA to a genealogy database in search of family history.
Wow.
That single match cracked the case.
Wow.
Detectives spent the next 2 years building a family tree,
Wow.
narrowing it branch by branch. Eventually, all paths led to Eugene Gligor.
How well did you know Lauren's mom? Like, was there ever any kind of a weird relationship between you two after Lauren?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't in touch.
This nigga's terrible,
Okay.
bro.
So you were never like dating Lauren's mom or
He's
anything
the
like
worst.
that behind the scenes?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't ever in touch.
On paper, he didn't scream suspect. A teenage boyfriend who had faded out of Lauren's world years before the murder. No obvious reason to cross paths with Leslie again. And yet his DNA was inside her home.
So from the crime scene, we have DNA from the person who was there when Leslie died. So there's Leslie's blood all over the place, obviously, but then there's also another DNA profile that was picked up from the crime scene. And we had put that into CODIS, our database from the National CODIS DNA Index System, and it has never hit. So whoever was there, whoever's DNA was also on the scene, has never been arrested. And that's why we were going through doing all of these elimination DNA samples to find out, okay, well, this person couldn't have done it.
Yep, walk them down, walk them
DNA
down,
to it.
walk them down.
So we realized that they never talked to you, never did anything, and we wanted to find out more about you. And if there was any kind of situation where you could have been at the house at that time.
I'm a little confused. So to find out more and talk to me, why not just call me and ask me to come in and talk to me versus have marshals come and arrest me and bring me in? I'm just confused as to why that's the case.
Well, because we needed to talk to you in a controlled environment, and because there's a little bit more to it than what we've told you so far.
Could you tell me?
Well, we're getting there. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to be a little bit forthcoming before we...
I mean, I feel a little bit trapped here, like...
Well, you're under arrest, so you should feel trapped.
Right, and so I think, I mean, probably asking for a lawyer is my best course of action at this point.
Okay.
Instead of doing any more discussing or talking about it, it just doesn't seem... I don't understand, so I'd like to have somebody...
Well, that's why we're trying to talk to you about it.
I know,
But we can't...
and there's 2 of you and 1 of me, so sure. I feel a little outnumbered, and I probably would need some type of representation if I am under arrest, as you said, which I am.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think that having a lawyer would be the best for me in my interest at this point.
That's totally fine.
Once the genetic trail pointed to Romania and circled back to Eugene in Washington, D.C., The detectives knew this wasn't enough to arrest Eugene. They still needed his DNA. And the way they got his sample was nothing short of a movie sequence. On June 9th, 2024, detectives began their covert operation. Eugene returned from a trip to Europe and landed at Dulles International Airport. Undercover agents guided him into a secondary screening room. He was left alone with a row of bottled water on the table right in front of him.
Got him.
Eventually, he grabbed one, took a drink, and tossed it away. That's what they wanted. Agents recovered the bottle and rushed.
Jacob, you heard that, bro? Just like that, man. Got him. Wow. Undercover agents walked his ass down, brought him into the room, had bottles there, snacks there, left him there like a rat, like a lab rat. Tuh. That is incredible. That is incredible.
It to the lab. The DNA matched. The unknown male was Eugene Gligor.
And we don't have to ask you any more questions, but we are going to just tell you some stuff. Okay? So
here we go.
From the crime scene, the DNA that was taken, we actually have a sample of your DNA, and it was compared to the crime scene DNA, and it matched. So we know that you were there at the time when Leslie died.
But I never gave a sample of DNA.
That's correct. We obtained a sample from a discarded water bottle that you drank out of. So you were followed, and we collected it after you discarded it.
Got him!
And it was swabbed, and it was compared.
Oh my damn.
So your DNA matches the crime scene DNA.
I don't know what to say. I have no recollection. I have no memory. I have no...
What?
I don't know what to say.
The detective...
What the fuck? Huh? So now you got amnesia all of a sudden? I got the no recollection. I got the no recall. I got no memory. I got no... I don't know what the fuck I was. I don't know what the fuck I... Oh my gosh.
Detectives wanted to hear if Eugene had any other explanation. Any reason his DNA would be under Leslie's fingernails.
Okay, well, that's why we wanted to talk to you, to find out if there's any other explanation. But we can't ask you any more questions if you want a lawyer present.
Yeah, I think I should have a lawyer present. I don't know what to do or say. It doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Do you have a lawyer that you...
No.
Okay.
I don't have to call. I don't know. I probably would call my girlfriend and ask her to help. I don't know.
He had nothing.
You sound
no explanation.
Fake. That just sound fake.
Just a familiar mix of denial and confusion as the walls closed in.
I don't know. I don't understand. This is all very bewildering, very strange.
Eugene asked the detectives to explain more, as if understanding the case might somehow change it.
Okay, is there more? Like, you're gonna tell me? Is there more?
I mean, we've told you plenty. We can't continue to ask you questions.
If you want to keep talking, we can. But if you want to stop, you have to let us know for sure.
Yeah.
We can tell you more about, what we think happened.
I mean, what you think happened? I don't know. I can't verify. I don't know. I don't recall. I don't have any memory. I didn't do anything that you're talking about, so I don't know. And
what the fuck is he doing with his voice, bro? What the fuck? This strange ass deluded individual. What the fuck? I don't recall. I don't know. I don't recall. I get like he's just mustering like it's like a kid forcing himself to cry, but he's just like giving himself a headache. He's just like. Chill out. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't feel like I can. I don't know how to answer and go into. I don't want to try incriminate myself with questions. You guys are professionals. I'm not. I don't know.
What the fuck is he
really do
on?
think I need an attorney. I need to use the phone and I need to call someone and I need legal representation before I respond to anything else.
That was when something else caught the detective's attention.
He's not crying.
There's no tears coming out of your face.
Yeah, he's not crying.
I'm very dry right now.
You're dry?
What the fuck? I ain't never heard this shit in my fucking life.
Oh my God.
I'm dry? What the fuck that mean? I never even heard a bitch say that. I'm just very dry right now. You dry? What the fuck? Oh, this shit working me up, bro. What the?
I'm very dry. I'm parched. I'm
There's
dehydrated. You can probably
water.
see my eyes are bloodshot red because I'm just tired and drained. I don't know what's going on. You want me to drink water so I can tear? Like,
No.
what is wrong with you?
I don't want you to tear. I just don't
What
want
are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say that this seems a little put on.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my God, you're so full of it. You're after. This is the police. This is, yes, like it makes sense.
Back in his teens, Eugene had been linked to a series of burglaries. It raised a new theory. He knew the house. He knew the layout. Maybe he hadn't gone there to kill anyone. Maybe he expected the place to be empty. What he didn't plan on was running into Leslie.
What we're trying to figure out is how your blood was at the scene that day.
If there's an alternate explanation, that's why we wanted to talk to you today, okay? So I feel like you just need to take a breath for a second, okay? That's what we're trying to figure out. Why is your blood there?
Could it have been, an interrupted burglary? Did something happen where you didn't expect anybody to be home?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't remember. I don't recall. Again, you're asking me questions that I don't know.
I'm not
and
asking
I
you a
asked
question.
you did. You just asked me a question, and I asked for legal representation, and you guys are very smug looking at me like I've done something, and of course it's innocent until proven guilty, right?
By then, there was nothing more to say. As the interview wound down, detectives noticed something telling. Eugene had never directly denied the accusations.
He
you
did.
keep saying you don't remember and you don't have any recollection.
Well,
but if somebody was not involved, it would be an adamant, I didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't do it. I definitely didn't do it. Like, this is absolutely, I've been an alcoholic in recovery for years now. I've been sober for years. And there are many, many times in which earlier life wasn't great. Abusive father, issues that, but at the same time, this isn't something that I know I didn't do it. I know I wasn't involved. And I just don't understand how this has come to this.
I don't know either. That's why we wanted to
He
talk
trying
to
to
you.
tell
I
us
don't know
that,
why
or
your blood is
explain
there
that to
also.
himself?
I don't know.
Wow.
The only person that knows is Leslie, and she can't tell us.
The interview ended. Eugene was escorted out and into custody. The evidence spoke louder than anything he said. He was charged with first-degree murder. In May 2025, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, admitting he killed Leslie but claiming it wasn't planned. The plea carried a sentence of up to 30 years. On August 28, 2025, he was sentenced to 22 years, followed by 5 years of probation. Eugene never disclosed the reason. All he said was he didn't know. He claimed he couldn't remember the attack. He called it the greatest regret of his life. What happened inside that house stayed frozen in 2001. In the end, there wasn't a dramatic reveal, no sudden confession, no moment that tied everything up neatly. Just a long gap in time finally closing. If stories like this hold your attention, it's because the smallest details matter more than the headlines. Here at the channel, we keep following the cases that don't shout.
Man. After 23 years, bro. 2 decades, bro. As much as you think you can run, you can't run from what's real.